What's up, everyone? Richie here, Master Ronin R, and I'm gonna do some Viridian method in Pokemon FireRed Leaf Green. Let's get that echo off here. And what I'm gonna try to do is walk through like the steps and stuff that I'm taking here, to act as a reference for some people that may be doing this hunt in the future. So we're doing a lot of this at Pallet Town, but last night I had kind of an average hour. Got 15 an hour, which is good for these roamers especially, but I just felt like it should be higher. So I went back to Viridian, which is kind of where I started doing this hunt originally, and I hit basically 42 encounters in 2 hours. So we're going to see if I can keep up that pace here. So I'm doing it on Japanese FireRed. And so what you do is you fly to Viridian, check to see if it's on a route close to you, which I'll explain which routes are. But obviously they're going to be near Viridian, so if they're on the east side of the map in Kanto, you just go into a house and you reshuffle. Anytime you go into and do a map movement, it reshuffles the location of the roamer. And so we're just going to keep doing that until we get something close. There's about a 1 out of 4 chance on average, roughly. So on average, you gotta at least check about 4 times, typically. And you'll get used to the routes as you do it. So right now, starting off with little slight bad luck with shuffling, but it'll come. There we go. We've got a nice 50% chance when it's on Victory Road like that, and it can connect to 2 routes. So I go up here north, and I'll explain why. And what I do, I have the white flute there. I'm just going to bite back and forth a couple times. That's enough for me to know it's not there. Whenever you miss on that route, you go straight here to this route west of Viridian. To make a long story short, it creates a route block sometimes, and you hit it just like that. And if you're wondering why I didn't dex check, well, we got that pretty quick. I forgot where I left off last night, so I'm just gonna keep track. Number 1 encounter there in this video. I think I'm at like I think I was at 268. Maybe I'll just do that. That should be right. So starting encounter 268. So most of the time I'm going to be dex checking when I'm in a route. But if I have a 50-50 shot when I enter a route and I've not biked or have done any prior attempts before that, I will use the white flute and I won't dex check. I'll just bike in the grass and risk the 50-50 to possibly avoid a dex check. So this is going to be an example right here. This is a 50-50 shot going south here on this route. So I'm gonna put on the white flute. I'm just gonna bike in the grass a little bit. I usually do like 5 times here. When you have the white flute on like that, and you don't get it in that many bikes back and forth, it's usually not there. And if you miss that particular route, there's nothing else you can really do to try to get it back. So I just simply go in the house and reset again. And my plan is I'll probably timestamp all this stuff too for people with the names of the routes and stuff, because I always forget the actual... It gets kind of confusing. Like, I know Route 1 and 2. The 20s kind of mess me up. So we got that same exact chance again. And because I already did an attempt, what I don't want to happen is the rappel to run out while I'm biking. So I'm going to check this time. And I missed it again. So no big deal. You just go back up to the house and reshuffle its location. The reason you want to use the house and not the Pokemon Center is because the Poke Center animation to go in and out takes longer. And that stuff starts adding up in this hunt big time, so... So we had some good shots there, but didn't hit them. So again, we're just going to keep randomizing here. Got another 50% chance up north here. And we hit that one. So I'm going to bike up, see if the rappel runs out by any chance. It didn't. I'm just going to use a white flute here when I know that it's close to running out. That way I don't have to refresh a max rappel. I mean, it kind of evens out anyway, but I guess you could do either or. But I'd rather not risk the rappel running out while I'm biking in the grass, so I'll usually white flute there to try to prevent that a little bit more. And so that route I just hit is a good example of why I think Viridian is better than Pallet Town overall, because that was a 50% chance I had to hit that, whereas in Pallet it lowers that percentage. Now granted, you gain another 50% there, but you just, I don't feel like the gains outweigh what you get in Viridian with less biking and less time overall. So yeah, the more you put into this method, the easier the muscle memory gets. You can see the dex checking. It's not incredibly bad, really, once you get used to it. And what I do is I'm going into, it's called lightest mode. I have Bulbasaur at the top, and I can scroll over to get to Suicune. This is something new in Viridian that I'm taking from Pallet. So there's a 50% chance when you're in Viridian, when it was on that Cinnabar Island route, that if you go here, there's a 50% chance it's going to stay. It didn't that time, but I think it's worth it. It wasn't that much time biking, and the chance that you get is, if it does stay, is a 50% chance in the surf, in the water, so... I haven't had luck hitting those yet, but despite doing that about 5 times last night, I still got the 42 encounters in 2 hours, so it's going to seem to be worth it to me to be able to do that. Alright, we got that 50% chance here from the Mount Moon route. And like I said earlier, since I already biked an attempt going to Pallet Town, I've already used some of my repel. I'm gonna just dex check there. And didn't land it. So I go to the closest house. So now I'm in a different house. It doesn't matter which one you pick as long as it's not the Poke Center or the Pokemart or anything like that. And then really, it's just kind of seeing out the hunt at this point. Alright, we got that 50% Victory Road route. Another reason why I do like Viridian, because in Pallet Town, you don't get the 50% chance on this one. It tends to randomize a lot, so we'll see what it does here. Hit it there. I'm going to put the white flute on. There we go. So that's 3 encounters in about 12 minutes, so... Right now, that's about 4 minutes per encounter. What I think this is going to hit is 3 minutes per encounter, so we'll see how it plays out. I'm expecting to at least get 18. It'd be nice if I can keep that 20 pace. We'll see. Because 20 an hour in a hunt like this would just be absolutely broken. Like, it sounds slow, but for these things, that's absolutely insane if it does. Which it very well could in this Japanese game, since the text speed is a lot faster. So yeah, anybody stopping by, I hope you guys had a nice roamer week. Still got a day, or really tomorrow too, Sunday the 23rd. Roamer week goes from the 15th of February each year for a week to the 22nd, but I know this year was like on a weekend, so extending it out to Sunday the 23rd, why not? Most of us hunting these are usually stick with the roamers every now and then again anyway, so... But yeah, it is fun to just kind of have a whole week of watching people do this stuff. And you get enough people doing these hunts for 1 week, all consolidated. Get enough people rolling that dice, and you're even going to see some shiny roamers. I think we've had one each year so far. And this year we've had 2 so far, Cresselia. We've had Lancet and Platinum Menace. They both coincidentally got Cresselia and BDSP games, which is really neat. I was actually thinking about doing that hunt myself today, because I didn't showcase that one, but I forgot I sold my Elgato cap card, so it's really hard to record the Switch. But I know people have been asking about the new dex checking method in these games, so this should be able to be a good reference for people, I think. Alright, so we got a 1 out of 3 chance here. When it's on that west route, I always go up north, because I'd rather not lose it up here by biking south. And I hit it. So that was my first attempt. This reset, I'm not going to use the white flute because I'm not going to run out of a max repel. Alright, so that's 4 encounters, 15 minutes. That's on pace for 16 an hour. Right now. We'll see if it can do better. So one thing that could be done is to check in Vermilion there, but overall, over time, as you keep doing this, it'll be more negative towards actually getting an encounter per time spent, so I wouldn't recommend checking in Vermilion at all. This hunt is very much at the mercy of the amount of routes that are in Kanto. There's 25 total routes these roamers can be on. So sometimes you're going to have to sit here and randomize their location on the map like this. Alright, got a nice 1 out of 3 chance here. Whenever it's south, Route 1, I go up to Route 2, because we never want to lose it here. If somebody wanted to really get more surf encounters, you could go west there, which is where it went. The reason why I don't is because, even though I missed there, you got a good chance of doubling back and getting it here. But, let's see. And it randomized, so that doesn't help us. I'm actually going to fly back here in the rare event that it could create a route block. We'll see. If it does, I'll explain that. But when you fly from a route, it can never jump to that route again. And there we go. So I just created a route block. It can never... That Victory Road route can only jump to 2 spots. One of them is where I just flew from. It can never go there. So all it can do is jump to this route, or it can randomize. I'm not even going to dex check knowing that my chances are so good. And as you can see, I just hit it there. I actually had that happen last night. It's incredibly rare, but that's why I fly there in the rare event that happens. I mean, I say rare. It's really only a 1 out of 24 chance. The roamer can never spawn in the same spot twice in a row. So wherever it was on the map where I was at the time, once I flew back to Viridian, it couldn't land on that same spot over where it was, like in Lavender Town or something. far as dex checking goes, you can also dex check A through Z mode to hit Bulbasaur. If you're hunting Entei, you can also go through A through Z mode and kind of scroll down, and depending on your dex order, Entei might be pretty close to be able to land, as opposed to having to click on Bulbasaur first, but... But as you can see, it's pretty fast, all things considered, for having to navigate through the Pokédex each time like this. Alright, got a 1 out of 3 chance. It's up north, Route 2. Now I've been biking straight west. That way I can try to get a nice surf pond encounter. You can actually go either way. It doesn't make a difference. So it went south there, which is where I usually would go. But like I said, it doesn't really make a difference on that one. So once it's there, you just bike straight to the route to try to see if you can double it back. It didn't that time. When you're in a route like this and it's on the Mount Moon route, you can't go up north like you normally would. You gotta go to the route you just left from, basically. And it randomized, so... Had a good chance, but that's gonna happen a lot with these. Every time you enter a route, it supposedly is a 1 out of 16 chance. I think it might even be less, depending on which route it's on at the time. But I don't really know the code enough to be able to interpret that. Okay, so I got another route block opportunity, coincidentally. The reason why I didn't go west is because I just flew from that route. It can never land there. And it had a 50-50 shot of landing where I went, and I got it. So the route blocks have come in handy for me so far here. Alright, 6 encounters in about 24 minutes there. See if I can get 2 more here for this 30-minute mark. I feel like I've been shuffling in the houses a lot so far. I think it's going to start evening out soon. I'm going to start getting some quick spawns. Like I said, it's usually an average of about 4 times you have to go in and out of the houses to get something in Viridian, on average. Which is fairly quick, too. I think it's about a minute. If you include the fly as one of the 4. There we go, got a 1 out of 3 chance here. So in Pallet Town, you would go south to try to get that spawn on a surf route, but just landed it there on Route 2. This is my first attempt of this reset. I didn't bike. I don't need to use the white flute because I have plenty of biking with the max repel left. So there we go. That's a fairly quick reset there. I'm not sure if I've had a spawn start like right off the fly yet. maybe one earlier, but hasn't felt that way so far. There we go, another quick nice spawn there. Gonna go straight west, 1 out of 3 chance to see if I can get a surf pond encounter for the first of the day. And I did. Now, the surfing part isn't guaranteed because of that little grass there. So once you get in, definitely want to put the white flute on. And if you really want surf, you got to make sure to put the white flute on after the grass. Otherwise, you'll never make it through. Typically. That was a really quick pond surf encounter, too. I say with the white flute, they are pretty quick, but you can have some long ones, and it kind of changes the course of, like, how many encounters per hour you're going to get, depending on how many surf encounters and stuff. Hoping to get that quick spawn right off the fly here. See if it's going to happen. Nope, still waiting for that. Past 2 encounters have been fairly quick though, I will say. Alright, so we got this route here. That's the Cinnabar Island route. We're going to bike straight all the way down to Pallet Town. Looks like a lot of biking, but it's not too bad. There's a 50% chance it stays in the same spot. If it does, that means I get a 50% chance of hitting it. And missed it again. So, no big deal. Just gonna fly back to Viridian. Pretty sure last night I missed like all 6 of those, but I did have like 4 chances. Look at that. Got the same exact opportunity. Okay, so sometimes it'll do that. It's on Route 1. Obviously, I can't go back up to get it, but I've got a 1 out of 3 chance of hitting it here. And I didn't land it, so what I'm going to do is bike straight back to Viridian. I'm going to put a white flute on. There's a very small chance that it could jump back on this route. That is part of a risk there. You don't know when that repel is going to run out. There's a low chance it could have hit there. I don't think it did. So I'm just going to dex check here in Viridian and hope that it didn't move to Cerulean. Okay, so got another 1 out of 3 chance. So it's still in the area. I'm just going to go straight north here. Again, if somebody really wanted to favor surf encounters, you could go to the west route, but I always like going up here because as you can see, I hit it. And I don't like to lose it up north because it'll go to Cerulean. And it's harder to bring in back to Viridian. And the reason I didn't white flute there is because I just put on a new max repel not too long before that. So I didn't have to worry about the repel running out while I was biking in the grass. So again, started on encounter number 268. Got about 9 in a little over 30 minutes, so this is really good pace, I think. It's feeling fast to me. Gonna hit somewhere between 16 and 18 this first hour, probably. Alright, it was up at Bill's house. The only time it can ever be there is right when you fly or come out of a house like this. Otherwise, it can never move to that route. Interestingly. I know that one looks like it's close, but it connects to too many routes. It's too risky to try to shuffle and bring back. Also, I know that one south there between Fuchsia and Cinnabar looks like it's an option, but it's just kind of too hard to shuffle in. Alright, it's really trying to avoid us this reset. Alright, got a nice 1 out of 3 chance here. It's to the west of us there, but I'm going to go north. Can go north or south there. Obviously, we can't hit the Victory Route Road if it jumps there. It went south, so I'm going to bike straight to where it's at right now. In hopes that it jumps, and then jumps straight back to this route where it just was. It didn't. But now I'm going to apply the same thing. Going to bike straight west. Hope that it does the same thing. I want to say the chances it does that is about 40%. It's like a 2 out of 5 chance of hitting. Sometimes it'll do this to you. It'll make you circle all the way around. This happens a lot in the Maulville method if you try to hunt the Lattes in Ruby and Sapphire. and I guess now an Emerald. That happens a whole lot in those. I'm gonna go up to this and see if the Repel Ren would run out. It didn't. I'm gonna bike kind of slow. Yeah. I do that when I know that I've biked a bunch and the Repel is still on, because I don't want that Repel running out while I'm in the grass. Alright, so I hit 10 encounters here at the 36-minute mark, basically. So it's about 3.5 minutes per encounter right now, on average. Still haven't gotten that early spawn. Still waiting for that. It's gonna happen eventually. Again, that one looked close, but looks can be deceiving. And what I do is when I'm dex checking, looking at the routes, I'm basically looking at the Viridian side. If I don't see it, then I know it's not there. And that's how I can like check it so quick, just like that. If I see any red on the east side of Kanto, it's just, you can hit A, get out of the dex as quick as possible. Because the faster you can reshuffle, the faster the encounters you can get. Alright, got a nice 50% chance. That Victory Road spawn, I love to see it. So I've done no attempts yet this reset, so I'm just going to White Flute. Bike in the grass a few times. Too easy sometimes. Yeah, you always go north on a Victory Road spawn, even if you want surf encounters west, because even if you miss, you're gonna go west, and there's a really great chance it creates a route block where you get it. So by going north, you kind of ensure even if you miss it there, you've still got like a 75% chance of hitting it in certain situations on the rebound attempts, basically. Overall, if it spawns on Victory Road while you're in Viridian, it's really incredibly hard to miss at some point. Whether you're have to try it 2 times, just the fact that it spawns there, you're gonna hit it eventually. And it's why Viridian is so effective. Alright, there we go. Got the same exact Victory Road spawn. And I finally got the first quick one off the fly. So again, same thing here. Look at that. Incredibly fast. And just like that, I'm at 12 encounters in 40 minutes. So that is on pace for 18 this hour, if it holds up now. And as you can see, there's been a lot less biking than what there would be in Pallet Town. Ironically, the most biking now with Viridian is to go to Pallet Town on those Cinnabar Island routes, which I never used to do, but I still think it's worth it, even though I haven't hit one. I think I've done like 7 attempts with it, so The law of averages is going to bounce my way soon on those. Because really, it's like a 1 out of 4 chance, so... There it is, again. Alright. Get on your bike, boys. We're going to pallet. Let's see if those law of averages are going to listen to what I just said. That is incredibly odd. I think it just randomized, sadly. I don't know really what I can do here. I could just fly back. A little bit of improv here. I'm gonna see what this does. Oh, that didn't work. Alright, so still unlucky on the Cinnabar routes, but that just happened to be a randomization, I'm pretty sure. Alright, if I would have flew from Route 1, it could have created a route block, but you never want to do that because Route 1 is very beneficial, in my opinion. So, we got the normal 1 out of 3 chance here, and I hit it. Now, I did do a lot of biking, so I'm going to bike up to the grass, see if the rappel runs out. It didn't. So I'm going to white flute here and be careful. Got it. What you could do is if you really don't want to run out of a rappel on the grass, is get off your bike and you can kind of run around in circles in the grass. What's up, Berdick? Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you lurking last night, too. Yep, last day of Roamer Week. A little earlier, I was saying, you know, it started on a weekend. If people want to push it out until tomorrow, why not? I mean, I'm going to be Roamer hunting mostly anyway, so... But, like, I know Black Scarecrow, he has to work, like, all day today, so it's like, for him, just push it out another day. It's the weekend. Why not? A little bit of post-game, post-week, Roamer Week fun. The after party, if you will. Alright, so pretty good start to Viridian here so far. 13 encounters in about 45 minutes. Yeah, Rome is a mentality for sure. I was talking to Hanger about that. We always talk about that. And it doesn't even have to be just roamers, really. It's kind of just whatever you set out. Really, the Rome mentality is setting out a goal and seeing that goal out and just not complaining and enjoying the ride through it. Doesn't matter what it is, really. Alright, so here's the Cinnabar route, which has come up a lot now. So I've been biking the pallet a bunch of times. This would normally be the 50-50 there. So this is what you lose going back to Viridian, but in my opinion, it's not as big of a loss as losing the Victory Road routes and stuff, but I have just been incredibly unlucky with every single one of these attempts, except like one of them. But yeah, in reality, it's like a 1 out of 4 chance of hitting that. Again, I've missed like 8 of those now, maybe even 9, and I'm still... I think I missed like 5 of them last night and still got the 42 encounters in 2 hours, so it's not incredibly detrimental. You're right, yeah. Hanger and I talked about that a lot too. Like, if you want to get like the max efficiency out of like roamer hunting, it really is like it's like speed running roamers. I think you've said it too. So it's good that other people can kind of relate to that. Unironically, I really do call roamer hunting method hunting, like, because you literally need a method to do this stuff. Like, it's one thing to say, like, oh yeah, just go to Viridian and just go to Pallet, but there's actually more to that, because you need to know what to do while you're there. You need to know exactly which routes to go on in certain spawns, in certain situations. Like, there's a formula behind it. And largely, that formula has kind of remained the same since I did this Viridian method with the Entei. Yeah, it's funny. Viridian and Pallet are basically like... They're like the same method. You're just in a... It's like, to me, it's like one big area on the map. You're just starting in the middle instead of more south, kind of. Like, even Pewter would be a part of that if that freaking gatehouse wasn't in between. That would be really effective, actually. Yeah, if that gatehouse between Pewter and Viridian wasn't there because of the forest, that would be really interesting, actually, with these hunts. It's getting some bad luck on the house spawns here. I actually think this Viridian, the houses here in Viridian, actually are faster going in and out of than in Pallet. As crazy as that sounds, I need to test the timing on that. Like a second faster. Here's what I think is another advantage of Viridian, because this is going to be a 50-50. Now I'm going to check here because I've already biked, and I don't want the rappel to run out, but... And missed it anyway, so... But yeah, when you're in Pallet and you go up to Route 1 to see if that landed on Route 2, to know whether you should pursue it or not, basically in Viridian that would have been a hit, so... I'm gonna have to be careful here, because my rappel is probably gonna run out. Made it. Man, every time it's gone to Fuchsia this this hour, basically. Pewter's fine until you get a Route 4 spawn, where you can go like 4 different places. It sounds like a nightmare. It is a nightmare. And I've contemplated that in Viridian, but that contemplation was about 30 seconds of saying no, I am not going to try to shuffle for that 1 out of 4 chance. Alright, so I'm going to go to Route 2 here. Again, if somebody really wanted surf, they could go west, but which is where it landed. But I don't want to miss it going up and kind of moving off to Cerulean. So I always try to do that first, because you can always double back here anyway. And got it. Just gotta remember to rappel. We'll see if I get through the grass for the pond. One of them I didn't, and 2 of them I have. This should be the second pond encounter, I think. Get that white flute on. And then I just try to spin, as difficult as it is. A lot of times I end up off the pond or something. Gotta resurf. There we go. Alright, 14 encounters at the 50-minute mark. Should be able to get 3 more. Hanger's initial method was Fuchsia, right? He actually, his initial method was in Cerulean. I think Hanger was saying there's this other shiny hunter. He's like I think he's a French shiny hunter named Parajaco. Supposedly he must have told Hanger he tried doing dex checking in these games. This is like 5 years ago. But that he didn't think it was viable, and I think that's where he tried. I went to Fuchsia for like a minute and realized you can't, I mean, there's nothing you can do there. There's just gatehouses surrounding it. The worst part is you can go to the east route. I don't know the route number off the top of my head. And you can actually get there from Fuchsia, but you can't land the grass. And I think the same is true for the south route too. It's so annoying. I think I tried like every location in this game. I even tried Lavender Town, like for water encounters. But Vermilion's definitely the best for just all pure water surf encounters. I get like 10 an hour there when I was doing that stuff. The gatehouses really kind of screw up this game. Because otherwise, like, you could potentially go to, like, Saffron. There'd be a bunch of different options. Alright, got a nice 50-50 chance here. Since this is my first attempt, I'm going to just white flute it. There we go. They can't spawn in Vermilion itself. The reason why I just say it's the best place for pure water encounters is because the two routes that connects to it, they both have water. Well, one's a pond and the other one's a surf by Diglett's Cave. And one thing I was messing with was like going in and out of Diglett's Cave. Because that actually lands on a route there east of Vermilion, but that's kind of a pain because it always brings up like the Diglett Cave image each time, and it just, you gotta like spam the A and B button to get that out. Yeah, Vermilion's a bit weird because there's so much route blocking, and they all, like, the routes up there, like, circulate. So there's all this weird route blocking and stuff that happens. Alright, got that same opportunity here, 50-50. Let's see it. Again, I'll white flute because this is my first attempt of the reset, and I don't have to worry about the repel running out while I'm in the grass. Boom. Quick. Alright, so that's 16 and 54 minutes. So Viridian proving effective. And that's with 3 surf encounters, too. That's always the caveat to this stuff. And palette, too, honestly. The surf is going to lower the encounters over time, but who is going to pass up a surf encounter? Yeah, this is honestly great pace, to be honest. Like, I was shuffling so much the first 20 minutes, like, going in and out of houses. And I've missed, like, 5 of those pallet attempts. Well, actually, one of them, I think I did hit eventually. Because it, like, landed on Route 1 or something. Yeah, I've been, when I've had the time to come in, I've been hearing, you're saying you're getting roughly about 13 at pallet. I know you had that great hour of 18, and I've hit hours like that at pallet. Even, I think I've even hit 20. I think I hit like 21 once at pallet. So you're gonna have good hours there. But it does seem, and like I'm watching you, and like you know exactly what you're doing. So you're not, there's not stuff that you're missing, and you're consistently getting like 13. And then Black Scarecrow, he's double hunting. I checked his stats. He's getting 24 double hunting, so he's basically getting like 12 an hour per system, which is the same as you. Actually, what I'm gonna do is go west here. 1 out of 3 chance I could go south or I could go west. I'm gonna do that to try to get the surf. And I got it. Provided I can get through the grass here. There we go. One other thing is I am in the Japanese game, so the Celio text speed goes a lot faster. Alright, so I'm at 17 right now, still under the hour mark. Yeah, it did seem like your 18 was the oddball, in a good way, hour, but yeah, it's kind of weird because when I did my Raikou hunt on Hanger's save file that I had, I was getting like 17 and a half with Pallet. I don't feel like I was doing anything different. But I've been doing that hunt for a long time now. But I started tracking it again in 2025 when I got back to it, but I think I only had like 15 hours or something before it became shiny this year. So I didn't have as much data looking back on it. But yeah, I mean, I went to Viridian last night, got basically a 21 in an hour, 2 hours in a row, and now I'm about to get 18 here, basically. Again, it's in the Japanese version. The text speed with Celio, that will make a difference. But it's not like a huge, like probably adds 1 to me per hour versus the English games. Alright, Cinnabar, Island spawn. This would happen, right? You leave Pallet, you go to Viridian. This spawn shows up. What? 8 times this hour for me. And it's in Fuchsia again. One of these days, I'm just gonna start hitting those back to back to back to back. But again, the point is when you miss it, the time loss isn't significant. It's worth that trip down for the 1 out of 4 chance. You're going to finish it out in Pallet, but Viridian seems like the future. I would agree with that. Again, it just comes down to like the less biking. Here, and this route here. Like this route's really showed up for this demonstration tutorial kind of scuffed improv tutorial, I guess I'll call it. But I'm going to leave it on the channel. I probably should have dex checked there because I forgot I went to Pallet, but Max Repel just ran out there. If you miss, you don't even dex check. You just go straight here. You either see that you hit it or odds are it randomize. Occasionally it'll be in Route 1. But I got it. Look at that, right at that hour mark too. Ah, I used the white flute. I didn't mean to do that. It's gonna be incredibly difficult to get past this grass. Ah. I wanted that pond. Yeah, Barrick, I appreciate you, like, doing the Roamer week and stuff like that. Especially, like, you were doing the data collection and stuff. Like, that helped me out, really. Like, honestly, that is, like, a piece in this puzzle to go back to Viridian. Because there's only so much data I can do by myself. But seeing other guys do it, it really helps me, too. And now it's, like, me and Hanger were saying in our video, it's not like just stuff that we've done. It's been like people like you, Scarecrow, Rusting, anybody else who's done this, Gungner. It really helps like me find the focus of what needs to be done. You're gonna re-watch your VODs. Yeah, I'm gonna be re-watching them too. Most of your stuff I had to watch the VODs just because I couldn't make it live. I know you're gonna go live here soon too. I should be like finished right when you're about to go live, I think. I'm just gonna be going for another hour. So I'll probably miss like the first 30 minutes or so. One out of 3 chance. I could go west for the surf. I just don't want to miss it going north, so I always go up here. If we were in Pallet, we'd be going south, but I hit it. I don't need the white flute. That was my first attempt. I know I'm not going to run out in the grass there. Yep, and then pretty soon you'll be back to your stats with your unknown. I got the spreadsheet tab bookmark, basically. I need to go back and kind of digest that data. It's funny because I noticed on your chart, one of your unknowns, I think you called it like 420 or something, because you got it in 420 encounters. But then I noticed you actually got one on the date 420 too, so that's kind of funny. As a matter of fact, I have to go back and look at the year because I almost got that shiny Entei in the Japanese leaf green in these games. It was like a few hours after 420. It was on 4/21/21. So one of your unknowns might have been like the same day I got that Entei. Alright, west there. 1 out of 3 chance. Gonna go north. Where as in Pallet, you could only ever go to Route 1. We have the option here. Didn't get it. See if we'll double it back here. Nope. Gonna circulate on us. The previous phase before 420 encounters on April 20th. Quite a span. Again, that's that roam mentality, just sticking with it, because you have to go through a lot of phases with those unknowns. What is this? Am I in Maulville? Or am I in Kanto? Because in Maulville, that's what these laddies do. They make you circle around all these different routes just for it to go to Cerulean. With 8 forms left, expecting about 20 more phases at minimum. Best of luck to you in finishing that quest. You said your buddy like bet you some cash too, right? Plus reimbursement of the equipment expenses. That's pretty wild, actually. That's kind of funny. I'm gonna dex check here because of my repel. Didn't get it. Gonna go straight here. There's the repel gone. Really high shot of landing this one. Ah, but I missed it. So this is actually something new. in Viridian. I'm gonna see. I'm actually gonna dex check here to see if I'm gonna be going south to Pallet, or, which is what I am gonna be doing now, just gonna go north for a nice 50-50 shot here. Didn't get it. 2,000 plus the cost of the capture card. If I don't complete it before August 2027, you owe him 1,000. Uh-oh. Plenty of time, though. Plenty of time. I think you got it. So this is something new I'm going to do, is just go straight to Pallet here this time. I'm going to have to put a repel on at the very end. Getting lost in the menus, that can happen in this game. Man, every single time. Every single time. Yeah, that's a nice little bet you guys got going. It's not very often a shiny hunter can say they've got a actual cash bet on the line with their shiny hunts. Mostly we're just gambling time, but you're actually gambling both time and money. 50-50. I'm not going to dex check because I just put a max repel on, so it's going to blind it with the white flute here. Didn't get it. Probably didn't get it. Last night I had the white flute on there when I knew it was on the route, and it still took like 10 back and forths in the grass. Never seen it take that long. All right. Same shot. I think I still got plenty of repel here, actually. There we go. Yeah, he said you were crazy, but then you saw that money, and the unknowns, the quest began. Nah, I knew you would have done it without the bet, but it's a fun little backstory for sure. Do you get reimbursed for the GBA player too? Or is it just the cap card? And speaking of that GBA player, I love that setup you got with the Suicune cam. I feel like if you do Safari Zone Week or anything, I feel like that's a cool thing. It like fits that type of safari theme too. Your excuse to start streaming more than anything. Nice. Yeah, I like popping by your streams when I can. I like the push-ups and stuff that people make you do. That I'm pretty sure I've made you do too. In your channel. Alright, gonna go north for this 1 out of 3 chance here. Didn't get it. Again, I'm gonna do something new where I dex check and see where this thing's going. Alright, so I'm going to Pallet. Let's see. One of these days. So, what I used to do in Viridian is I would have just biked west to try my 1 out of 4 chance there. but I'm gonna go to pallet. Just because I've been doing this, I'm just gonna keep doing it. Finally! But now it's still a 50% chance of getting it. Oh, so you did envision it for Safari Week. Yeah, it's cool. I like it. Finally! I hit it! I think it took like 10 shots. But it was worth it. I swear. Just to see that. For like 2 seconds. Do you actually plan on doing any Safari Week? I know that's not until June, but... Because, yeah, I want to see that cam with, like, at least a day of Safari Zone hunting. I think that'd be really cool. I'm assuming there's no unknowns that you can get in any of the Safari Zones. Like, I know Heart Gold, Soul Silver, they've got, like, this super expansive one. Like, I know I could get... I was hunting Ghastly and Haunter in those games, like, 2018. They got a bunch of crazy random Pokemon. I'm assuming unknowns, probably not, though. I almost flew the pallet there. Been busy during June. Yeah, I know. I'm the same way. Especially I've got a 2-year-old. And another one on the way in July, so Safari Zone might be my last opportunity to do some hunting, but once it gets warm out, it's hard to like right now, I'd probably be doing this if it was warmer out just because Leo's napping right now, but once that weather gets warm, it's the shiny hunting kind of goes down. Congrats, yeah, appreciate that. Yep. Another boy on the way. And Lord knows they're probably going to be into Pokemon in the next half a decade or whatever, because that... It's just a hot thing still. Talking to Hanger about it, it's like... These kids, it just doesn't stop with Pokemon. Well, I did get a pallet one before, but right back to Fuchsia. Ah, look at that. Cinnabar Island, Pallet Towns, really testing me this time. Jeez. It's almost making me reconsider, but still. More data needs to be put into it. I mean, the math should still be 1 out of 4 chance on these. I think despite that, I'm still on a pretty good pace here, if I remember correctly. Alright, got a 50-50 here. Gonna have to dex check because of my repel. Nope, didn't get it. Last night when I finished, I said I was going to do some Gen 2, but I was kind of feeling this Viridian method. It's actually a nice chill hunt to me. Hey, there's Hanger. What up, my man? I had a good laugh a little earlier in the Discord. I saw Thana and Carb both say they were trying to catch the stream but fell asleep. The same thing happened to me. I caught like 15 minutes and I saw Ryan like gifted some subs. I don't know if it was just like the stream being back made me at peace. I just like completely like passed out for 4 hours on the couch with the stream open. Step didn't wake me up. That sweet, sweet sound of roaming. One day you'll attempt Gen 2. Been sitting on gold version. Oh yeah. Yeah, once you do that hunt, I would almost recommend maybe finishing Suicune first. And FireRed Leaf Green once you get to Gen 2. It's gonna be so smooth. Oh, you're laughing at that video of Leo climbing? Yeah, that kid's a menace. He's napping right now. He's absorbing in what he learned about climbing. I moved that shelf right after I sent that video too. It's like I just randomized the playing field for him. He's got to figure it all out again. Got a nice 50-50 shot here. Since the repel ran out, I'm going to dex check. Didn't get it. When you miss those, there's nothing you can do other than just reshuffling them. The old rich rolls. What a thing of the past. A relic of the past. Alright, Viridian. Give me the same attempt here again. And missing it again. What do you know? Yeah, Hanger's got some experience being rich rolled in Gen 2 on some rap blocks. Here we go, another 50-50. Thank you, Viridian. You love to see it. Gonna miss it, but... Oh, Hanger. I hit, if you can believe it, I hit 2 rap blocks in Gen 3 in this game the past hour. Incredible. A rare event, indeed. Cole's College just dug out her entire underwear drawer. Oh man, that happens here between Leo and our Beagle like so often. It's ridiculous. Rap blocks bring all the boys to the yard. especially during Roamer Week. All wrapped over the dog's head. That's hilarious. So relatable, too. Dang, had 3 nice 50-50 shots, but missed all 3 of them. And thus, the long reset begins. But these things always even out. I've learned just doing them so many times. You'll just get like 3 encounters like back to back to back super quick. Yeah, appreciate you guys taking the time to stop by and see a little bit of this. Yeah, last night the encounters were flying in. Had a nice little first hour here too. Didn't fly for you, peak overstimulation. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I can only imagine. Because I know you said you got overstimulated like when we did that stream with Charles. So just doing it by yourself and getting all the old Rome people back in. Like I know that was a lot to take in at once. Hopefully that little golf game helped too. That seems like a nice chill game. Alright, 50-50. Got it, finally. Yeah, that Golf with Friends game looks pretty neat. I know you're trying to convince me to get Monster Hunter. Definitely not a game that I'd play. For sure would watch y'all play it. Like when it releases, I'm probably going to be jumping in and watching you guys play on the Discord. Golf with Friends is something I might play though. I could see myself playing that one. But yeah, I'll be interested to see what that Monster Hunter Wilds looks like. Should be pretty neat. Oh yeah, no way I'm running it. I guess you need like high-tech specs, right? My laptop's pretty good though. But yeah, still, it is a laptop. Oh, people are complaining about that? I can see that, yeah. I think you were sending me stuff about that, actually. The AI, yep. What a joke. Where's the heart and soul like these games had, like Crystal? It all goes back to that that meme of the devs with all the faces that I sent like a year ago. I gotta find that one again. Did the golf game itself not show you out, or just the fact that like a bunch of people jumped in and your guys were playing at once? Ryan put us on random shapes. Interesting. He would. Come on, Ryan. Come on, pet. You're supposed to ease Hanger. You're supposed to relax him. No comment for G. I can like sense Gene's annoyment, like him being so annoyed by Ryan from that. Yeah, I can just sense it. Gonna go west straight. See if we can get the pond encounter here. 1 out of 3 chance. Nope. 25% chance to have it hit here. What we hope for is it hits to Route 2, and then from there hits us on Route 1. And it, sure enough, it actually did. I'm going to go ahead and white flute so my repel doesn't run out on me in the grass. Reset and try again. I think I'm at 8 encounters this particular hour. Within 28 minutes. So 18 was the first hour. I think I'm at 6 right now. Or excuse me, 8. Yeah, 8. On pace for like 17, maybe 18 again, actually. It's kind of with this Viridian's feeling about 18, 19 an hour. Like, right under 20. I don't think 20 is going to be consistent. Like, there's just so much overhead in this game. Even on these Japanese ones. Monster Hunter Rise, that's what you and Gene play a lot. It's definitely something that like I like to watch people play. I think it's more so like I guess like the battling part of it. Like the skill-based battling, I suppose. I like to just click buttons and watch things happen. These days. Like Kenshi, there's a lot in the background that's kind of similar that we talk about with armor, stacking, and stuff like that. That stuff I like, but in Kenshi I can click a button and just watch my guys like beat somebody up or get beat up, basically. He doesn't like the gameplay loop, I see. Yeah, and gameplay loop, I mean, that is like the most important thing, really. That's the bread and butter of these games these days, pretty much. Trying to talk them out of it or into it. Or is he like contemplating buying it just to try it and you're like, nah, it's gonna be the same formula basically. Yeah, I see what you're saying. So he's thinking about it, but you're just trying to talk him out. Yeah, because it's gonna be pretty expensive, right? Probably a $70 game or something. Whenever you're in a route and it's on Victory Road, you just bike straight down to Route 1. You don't know where it's going to jump, but you know there's a chance you can get it here, so you just bike straight here. And land it. €50 minimum. Deluxe and premium. Deluxe, whatever horse shit they come up with. Amen to that. Yeah, there's always something, isn't there? Expanded edition. Premium DLC. I suppose the Steam reviews are pretty fair on that kind of stuff too. Like, people will straight up call out these companies too if they're like, oh, this should have just been in the base game. What the heck? If they want to pay extra 20 to 30 euros for skins, that's on them. Kind of feel the same way. And I should ask my cousin Sean. You know Sean. He's the one who was telling me he was playing the new Call of Duty with the Terminator skins. I gotta see if he paid for that stuff, actually. He seems like somebody who would. Granted, I'm afraid to know the answer of how much he actually paid for this stuff if he did. I'm gonna tell him he's losing all his MetaZoo money to freaking DLC. No idea about Call of Duty. Yeah, same here. I don't play that stuff. First person shooters. I mean, it is popular though. I was reading an article about video game addiction. It's like a class action lawsuit that came up while I was looking up some stuff at work on the side, so I saved it for later, and I was reading it, and like one of the games listed was Call of Duty. Snoop Dogg? Yeah, you're asking the wrong person. I have no idea on that one. It wouldn't surprise me, would it? That dude's in like every commercial now too, I feel like. So I've had some 50-50 chances because of rap blocks, and finally got it. Peak consumerism slash trash culture. Like, it's so true, isn't it? Just the fact that you have consumerism with trash in the same sentence, it's so funny. Most unnecessary collab, yeah, right? It literally makes no sense. Like, what does Snoop Dogg have to do with any of that? Yeah, that's funny. We're always on the same wavelength with this stuff, right? It's like, who's buying this stuff? Like, obviously, there's a bunch of people that are doing it. Yeah, I don't get it. Yeah. Video game culture is, like, just in whack right now. Like, in every realm of video games. Retro or modern, really. If it's a free PC mod but commercial operation, get the fuck. Everything's out of whack, is what I'll say. Yeah, mods, geez, that's another thing that can push some buttons too. Alright, got a 50-50. First attempt of this particular reset, so I'm just going to white flute it, not dex check. And I think I missed it. Yeah, that should be plenty biking. Missed that one, you just reset. Yeah, I know we've talked about, like, the DLC stuff, and, like, I'm usually, like, 99% against it, but I guess in some games it does make sense. Like, when I bought the American Truck Simulator stuff, it kind of makes sense with that kind of game to be able to allow people to add which maps they want and stuff. Like, that's been, like, years of stuff in progress, and it's always on sale, like, at least once a year, too. So you really just gotta wait for the sale on that stuff. Did I try Leo with the trucking setup? I did last year. Well, last summer. He loves the steering wheel and the gears and the shifting and all the buttons, but at the time he hasn't really, like, put the concept together of what it was controlling, but he loves the steering wheel. I gotta try it again soon now that he's over 2. Like, it's gonna click with him soon. Didn't mean to repel there, or white flute there. Yep, couldn't get past the grass. Oh yeah, it's so I know I sent that photos a while ago, but I don't know if you remember, but I actually bought a seat from a Ford, like F250 or something. So I've got, like, a legit truck setup. But yeah, he's always climbing on that chair too. Yeah, he can't sit still. Like, me and Steph were laughing about it last weekend. Like, he sat still for like 3 minutes to, like, look through this book. And that's, like, the longest I think I've seen him sit. He's definitely Steph's mini-me is what our joke is. Because I'm more relaxed and she's way more active. Alright, having some nice quick spawns here. Good 1 out of 3 chance. The funny thing about Leo is it's not even just the climbing. It's like he picked up that climbing block and put it in front of the window. Like, he figured out he could do that. Yeah, he'll be roaming hunting by next year. Next roamer week. It'll be you, Cole, me, and Leo, basically. It's what I'm kind of envisioning already. I'm just waiting for, like, a decade. Like, it's going to be, like, Uncle Hanger's Roamer Week 2035, and it's going to be, like, 5 of Core's kids and then my 2 kids. What's up, Uncle Hanger? Still going after that Sneasel? And the mini alley, yeah, that's right. And there's so much more too. Did I read right that Kenny had a child recently? Or was she just saying that because you just to pick on you? I feel like I might have read that at some point, but I was kind of dazed and confused last night, admittingly. Alright, we're going to Pallet. This has not worked out this past... Well, actually I did get it once, but... Between last night and today so far. Yeah, that route has not been working. Still confident it's going to turn around one of these days. I think I'm still on pace for 18 this hour. I think I'm at 12. Hit 12 at about the 40-minute mark. For what it's worth. One out of 3 chance north here. Hit it. Repel. Yeah, this Roamer week's been a blast, honestly. I was saying earlier, actually, I was thinking about doing some Cresselia and BDSP, but I don't have my. I sold my capture card for that. Forgot about it. And last night I was thinking about doing Gen 2, but because I was thinking like I already did Gen 4, and then last night I did this game, and I was like I didn't do any Gen 2. But I remembered me and Hanger, we did our interview, and I was doing Gen 2 Raikou behind the scenes. So yeah, I like to swap around through these different games. Oh, I'm extremely proud of the efforts, yeah. Same here. It's been a good time seeing these guys do it. Like, everybody who's done it's, like, really into the hunts, too. Or otherwise, just trying them for the first time, which was really, like, the main point of Roamer Week. Like, Lancet and Platinum Menace. And coincidentally, it paid off for those guys. They both got one. Yeah, the baton. That's alright. It's getting handed back in 2026. It's going back to the Emperor. But yeah, for now, those guys are out there doing their thing roaming. finally got a chance at this thing again. Benedict, Rusting, Charles, Wiggins have been a great influence. Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah, Wiggins especially. But yeah, all those guys. But yeah, it's fun hopping around their streams and stuff. Yeah, I say Wiggins because I know he's been there since, like, what? He was there from the real early days, too. It's crazy. Yeah, you know us, we'll always be roaming. Funny enough, I might do that, I might hunt, shiny hunt Ho-Oh in Gen 2. Yeah, I think Wiggins may have been Crystal. He probably caught the tail end of Entei, honestly. I wouldn't doubt it one bit. Hit that 50-50. Alright, started at 268. I'm at 298, so that's 30 already. I got about 12 minutes more I'm going to do. Hit that 2-hour mark. I think this particular hour it's been 14. See if I can get 4 more in 12. That math seems about right. It's about 3 minutes per encounter. I'm feeling like at Viridian. Kev, what's up, man? Thanks for stopping by. Doing some Suicune, FireRed, Leaf Green, Viridian method. Just saying, I'm probably going to be on for like another 12-15 minutes just to finish out this hour. Yeah, this Viridian is fast. 18 an hour. Doesn't sound it, but it feels it. Yeah, that's right. Raikou's the Rocket Man. Raikou's at the moon. Those Gen 2 roamers blasted off. Can these Gen 3 dogs do the same? Got the pond encounter. Assuming I can get through the grass here. Alright. Surf's up. That white flute. There we go. Nice and quick, too. Oh, it'd be so sweet, wouldn't it? But you know the real hunt doesn't even start until you hit 1,000 encounters with these things. 1,000 encounters? Who counts anymore anyway? Yeah, I usually don't, but for these roamers testing it out, might as well. Yeah, at least Viridian will solidly, like, definitively hit 16 an hour. Probably 17 an hour. It's crazy to think about. Alright, love to see the Victory Road route, 50-50, initially. To actually land this thing overall is incredibly high. Didn't get it there, but... got a feeling we might land it right here. See if we can get ourselves another pond encounter here. Yep, surf's up. Big number 300 here. Love to see it. Just finished some food, time to get back to hunting. Good luck on your hunts, man. What are you hunting now, anyway? Getting some of that roamer fuel. For sure. Oh, you're doing the Heart Gold Soul Silver ones. Sweet. I'm not sure how you're doing those. I did 2 hours a couple days ago. Hit 100 in 2 hours. Doing like a... I've been like yo-yoing and map checking hybrid. I feel like I've been hitting 50 consistent. Honestly, I think it's like 51 almost too. Who's your preference? Do you have any between Raikou and Entei? I'm sure you're planning on getting both anyway at some point. If you hadn't already got one, actually. Yeah, you can't beat the yo-yo and the map check hybrid. I mean, honestly, it's the most efficient way, honestly, for yo-yoing when they're both out there running around. Like, that's just the smartest way to do it, too. But yeah, like you're saying, nice rhythm with it. Double hunt, so yo-yo. I still think there's a case for potentially map checking the second, but like Hanger's saying, it's a nice rhythm. Raikou. Oh yeah, let's see it. What are you getting double yo-yoing? Do you know how many per hour? If you're not counting, I don't blame you. I'm sure you're more dialed in than most people doing it too. I will say about the yo-yoing, are you going all the way into the grass? Because I would recommend going like halfway into the grass, by the way. I don't know if you do that or not. Because, the way the encounter... Well, assuming you have something with Illuminate, that is. haven't been counting. I don't blame you, because I never really would either. You go all the way in. I would maybe try to go like halfway and see if it helps you. You remember us doing that for the gatehouses in this game? Exactly. Yeah, we ran some crazy spreadsheets. Oddly enough, I was looking back on that, and with the fake house, we calculated it to be like 13.86 encounters per hour or something. And every time I would do it, I would get like 14 an hour doing the fake house. But yeah, in Gen 4, when you're in the grass with Illuminate, the encounters happen like so incredibly quick. Like I always get one step encounters. So like, oh, you're at over 11,000. That's up there. Yeah, I hope that shines for you soon. Big boy roamer numbers. Over 10K. That's wild. Yeah, biking halfway through the grass in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, you use less repel, so it's less menuing too. Typically. One thing I could suggest too is if you just, after you release them, you could always map check and see like where they're at, like for that very first time in both games. And if they're not anywhere close, go in, out, and then back in and then start yo-yoing. Because you're gonna speed it up a little each time. I've been doing that like incredibly effective with the way I've been hunting those things lately. Yep, 3 shuffles. That's all it takes. It works like a charm. Yeah, it's incredibly consistent too, like... It's just wild, honestly. In those games, like how consistent it is. Because there's no route blocking, and I think that's why. Like in these games, there's just gonna be... Like, I mean, I'm getting consistent numbers right now, coincidentally, but there is gonna be variance. So like last night I got 21, and then I got 21, basically. Today I got 18 and 17 right now. That's what, yeah. The no route blocking is like what you said. When it's what ruins them. I know, we like joked and we're like, are Gen 4 roamers like even real roamers anyway? But nah, they are. But yeah, I think you stated it best. Gen 4 roamers are more self-explanatory. Because of no route blocking, essentially. I still think the Heart Gold, Soul Silver dogs are fun. And actually the laddie in that game. Alright, I'm gonna do one more last encounter. That was so quick. I started at 268. So it's at 34. That's pretty good. 17 an hour average. Wait a minute. Did I start at 60? I forget. I think it was 268. Wretched. Oh yeah, you rated him. Yep, you can change the definition for sure. You can also use the same stats and present them in a certain way to do the same exact thing. Happens all the time. That's true. We weirdly enough, we could say that because there's really not like a defined definition of roamer. Would there be? I think we would know, but I know I wouldn't either. But yeah, we could do that. And the same with Gen 5. Funny enough. Because I've heard people say like, oh, you gotta be stupid to actually track those things down. Well, you know there's no other way to do it in Rome. I'd probably define it the same way, yeah. That's your agenda. Alright, nice 50-50 chance to end it here on the pond. Let's see. Got it. Alright, this will be the last encounter. Hopefully on the pond. Yeah, I appreciate you guys coming by. I'm going to check out probably Beardick's stream until Leo wakes up. It's probably going to be soon. There's no way he's going to sleep in like an extra hour or something. Yeah, it's fun to do this Viridian. Here we go. So yeah, hopefully anybody watching this is a good reference for you guys. I can answer any questions. Try to do a more professional video with Hanger in the future on this. Probably. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys had a great roamer week, whether that's in this year, 2025, or in the future. If you stumble across these hunts, check out our stuff. And as always, roam! Alright.